Hey family, MarshaunO back out here. I'm back out here to talk to you about another chapter in my book, which is to continue to have a life outside of your spouse. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I know that these are tough times and maybe you cannot go outside, but there are different hobbies, different things that you can decide to do while you're still cooped up in the house, such as taking in reading material. Why not take in some reading material that's going to help you with your relationship, specifically how to be a better communicator with your spouse and also how to love your spouse in the way that he or she actually needs it. And I'm just going to give you a few chapters of what's in my book actually, because I think that that's very important for you to decide to say, hey, I like the book, hate the book, let me check out the book, right? So some of the chapters in my book and the reasons why you need to check it out is because it's going to help you to turn your relationship completely around. And if you guys already have a great relationship, then this is just going to give you, add to it. That's exactly what it's going to do. So just remember to be happy. Happiness is a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Laugh as often as you can. Laughter is a must in any type of relationship, especially a happy relationship. Another thing that you guys need to think about, another chapter, is to be intentional. Be intentional in your relationship. Another thing is to respect yourself as well as respect your partner. Having a life outside of your spouse, which I'll take a little bit of a deeper dive into that today. And then do not focus on the negative of what's actually happening in your relationship. And what I wanted to come out here today and let you guys know is that I'm giving away a free chapter of this very book, a free chapter of this book, as well as why I decided to write this book. And I'll tell you how you can go about doing that in just a few moments. But let's take a deeper dive into why you need to continue to have a life outside of your spouse. And some of the things that you need to think about, this is also some of the things that I talk about in the book, is you're much sexier when you're talking about something that you're passionate about. Something that you're speaking about, you're passionate about it, you have this just this big smile, your facial expressions is all into it, your body expressions is all into it. That makes you appear that much sexier to your spouse. Also, another thing to think about is that it'll give him or her a continuing education about who you are. Yes, this is a way to continue to learn who your spouse is, continue to learn who you're actually lying next to in the bed, who you're sharing laughs with, who you're sharing jokes with, who you're sharing sex with. Okay, let's just be honest. Another thing that you're going to do is when you're happy and you're fulfilled, you are a better servant to your family as well as to your spouse, as well as to your relationship. Overall, you are a better servant when you are more fulfilled. And this is actually something that I teach as well, because when you're not taking care of yourself and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving to everybody but yourself, you are losing your sense of self. So self-care is absolutely a thing that you need to do as well. Continue to have a life outside of your spouse. And then the last thing that you need to think about is that it helps you to grow emotionally, which helps you to develop a better sense of yourself. This is why you need to continue to have a life outside of your spouse. And specifically to what I'm speaking about in my book, Reignite Your Relationship by 7X. So now, how do you go about getting the first chapter of my book and why I decided to write this book? It's very, very simple. Just click the link to the form down below. Click the link, fill it out. Instant access to the chapter, instant access to the reason why I decided to write this book. Absolutely. Go ahead and check it out, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you will decide to reignite your relationship by 7X as well. I will talk to you guys very, very soon.